Hey, good afternoon. Can you guys hear me?
Hi, Joe.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good. How are you today?
Doing good, doing good. How's y'all's past week or so been?
It's been busy, but been great. A lot of new things to do.
Busy is can be good and it can be bad. So, which one was it?
Good. I'll say good
Good?
because
All
we're
right.
organizing better. I think.
Fantastic. What's up, Cindy?
Hey, how's it going? How are you?
Good. It sounds like you're like 35 feet away from the microphone, but
Oh no, my computer's been having issues.
that's a little bit better. I can hear you a little better.
You can hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Cool.
All right. So, first and foremost, thank y'all for being flexible on this time, pushing it from the end of last week to this week.
The only
Um,
Joe, is that I probably can only stay till 3.
that's perfectly fine. This was more just kind of a check-in. How are things going? What support can I give you?
Oh, perfect.
What else do you need from me? What is the next thing we want to tackle? Stuff like that. So I'm going to turn it over to you since you got the time sensitivity, and you tell me where you want to start, where you want to go, what you want to talk about.
So one of our questions was when we do a visit note, since we have several groups, do we do visit notes for each individual group, or how do I get the same visit note for the same day on all of my groups? Because sometimes I have
So,
like 3 groups that I have to send to the same job. But what I've been doing is I use different visit notes per, like,
team? Are we
per
talking about different teams?
yeah.
Okay. Want to make sure I'm following. Um, that's probably the best route. The other option is we can set up what are called visit checklists. If there's like a specific checklist that you want a specific team to perform when they're on site. Um, those are kind of like template driven in that you'll create a checklist is fairly uniform. And then you would almost like attach that. And if you wanted to add anything individually, per property you can, but you kind of have to start with something that's pretty, for lack of a better way to put it, generic. Like ensure the property is clean, or like something that is very applicable to every property they ever go to. And then you can get uber specific and add in stuff that maybe is only specific to that visit or that property. That does take a little bit to set up, but then it's literally you pick which checklist you want. So if you created, let's say, 4 different types of checklists, you just pick one of the 4 and then like a drop down box type option. So that would be one I would say we will need maybe a little bit more than 20 minutes to go through and get set up. So maybe unless it's something that's like earth shattering and we need to do right now, maybe we come back to that on our next call together when we have a little bit more flexibility on time.
No, yeah. No, that's
So,
fine. That's fine.
okay, there is a better way. It's just going to take a little bit of setup in the beginning, and then it'll save you time in the long run.
Okay. Did that make sense, Hazel?
Yes.
I think okay. So we'll do
I
that
mean,
on.
if y'all want to get like ahead, I want to say there's a visit checklist like SOP or whatever in the Aspire knowledge base. You could probably pull up like if you really want to get a jump start or whatever. I'm happy to help you through it. No problem at all. I just would rather not start something and have to pause halfway through because we run out of time.
Oh yeah, that's fine. And then we had so our guys have been getting better at all of them, like clocking in and clocking out, and like on all the jobs. We still have a little bit of our slackers, but Hazel, did you have any questions that you wrote down on your end?
I had one.
What you got?
So, last meeting that we had, we mentioned that we have to make sure that once the job is completed, then we have to complete the work ticket. So I was trying to hit on complete here for the day it was completed, but it gives me this error. I don't know if it's on my end or if the guys have something missing. But it gives me this error that the work ticket was not in the right status.
It's not in the right status open or canceled. 17376. One second, I'm gonna pull this up on my because that screen goes away pretty quickly. That little error or whatever it's called. Seven three seven six. So it looks like there's a total of 3 visits attached to this one ticket. And one of those 3 is still in a scheduled status. So if you go back to the actual ticket where it says visits, right there, click the 3. So these are the 3, and the one that has the 0, the Daniel one, it's still in scheduled status. You see what I'm talking about? There you go. And that means, generally speaking, that there is, like, it didn't get marked complete either by the crew or by whoever verifies the crew did the work. So once this status on this particular visit is changed, then you should be able to close the ticket.
How do you change that?
You're gonna have to, so there's a couple of boxes in there that are required. So the hours per day is one of those. You have 0 right now. It's the second column, second from the bottom. Over to your right. Keep going a little bit more. Right, the hours per day. Right now you have in there 0. It's really small on my screen, so I apologize, but it looks like they worked 1.62 hours if I'm reading, or if my numbers and my eyeballs are working. So assuming that's what they should have worked, then that budget would be, you could put the same number in there, you could round up, you could round down. The top part,
On that,
round what? I'm sorry,
I just say 2 hours.
2 hours. Okay, so put 2 in there. All right, and now at the top right corner, the meatball menu, do you have a complete? No, hit save. Schedule for the 21st. How about now? Do we have a completed now that we saved it? I think it's still going to be that error. Let's see.
What does that T and M override mean?
So TNM stands retirement materials. The override box should only be checked if you are going to charge the customer a different amount than what the repair ticket shows. So generally, we set up a time and material ticket where we are going to bill the client for the number of hours and any materials in a not to exceed value. So we know it needs an irrigation repair. We're not quite sure how long it's going to take or what exactly is needed. We quote the customer, it's not going to be more than $200 or whatever the number may be. And so then we go there, we have time that's attached, we have materials that are attached, and it should have a markup built in to both of those, and it would kind of auto create a dollar amount that should be charged to the client. If you're going to charge a different number to the client, then that's what that box is for. You would check that box, and then the dollar amount that currently says 0.00 just above the save button is where you would put in the dollar amount you're going to bill the customer.
That makes sense. That's kind of what you said, huh, Hazel, last time.
Yeah. Which is
So-
basically what we have to do here, because I think that they didn't add the proper hours or amount to be billed to customers.
Or if hours need to be changed, we would want to do that before we complete the ticket. It's kind of a pain in the butt to go backwards and fix time if the ticket's already closed out, especially if like we're getting kind of close to the end of the month, especially if you add in some holiday in there. If it rolls from one month to the next and we have to go backwards and uncomplete a ticket, it can mess up your accrual reporting that's in Aspire. So it's generally better to leave it, even if that leaving it goes from one month to the next. That's generally better, not good, but better than closing it and having to reopen something from the previous month. Just as the best practice when y'all get to a place where you're doing a month-end checklist and closing the month out, then it becomes impossible to go backwards into the previous month if the month has been closed out and uncomplete a ticket that's already been completed. Do we know what proper hours should be on there, or is it something we would need to check on?
Maybe we have to check on it.
So I guess so the time the guys spent there was 2 hours. There were 2 guys for 2 hours working on this.
So they were actually there for 2 hours.
Yeah, they were there 2 hours.
Hit the tickets, what tickets tab there? Yep. And I'll click there on that one. So right now it's 1.62.
what?
So we need,
This address, we wouldn't charge for this address because this is something that we had to fix because it was our mistake when we went and did the irrigation. We're taking
like a
responsibility.
warranty or something
Yeah.
similar to that. So that's also what that override button would be used for, because generally it's going to auto invoice time and material plus markup. And if it was something that was warranty driven or something that we made some other arrangement with the customer where we're not going to bill them, you would want to use that override and put 0. Otherwise, it's going to generate an invoice. So that's kind of a secondary reason what that override button would be for. But Hazel, going back to you said it should be 2 hours, but currently it says 1.62. So we need to change it from 1.62 to 2.
It probably would be 4 hours because it's, oh no, it was just Raul. I mean, no. Raul didn't clock in there?
Now, let
No.
me see Alan or Elena. It's kind of hard to read, but
Will you check
Alan.
the Hazel? Because if anything, it would be 2 hours for Alan and then 2 hours for Raul. But I can't remember if he was here that day.
Yeah, there were 2 guys working on that. I saw that on the notes, but only Alan did clock.
Okay.
well, this one's not letting you complete the ticket because if you look at the top part of this time entry screen, there's a box that's empty on clock 3 row.
Like a clock out.
Yeah, the clock out is missing. So it won't let you save this. So therefore it won't let you complete the ticket because this time entry has got that ticket attached to it, and it doesn't know when the person ended their day.
Hmm.
Okay.
The chances are we need to put in a clock out there, just verify the times on all the tickets. You should be able to save it. When you save it, that should automatically update the status of the ticket, and then you should be able to complete it. But it sounds like we need to make it 2 hours potentially for two different people, possibly.
Mhm.
So we would then need to add that second person in there. Are we comfortable and confident that needs to happen? Should we do that right now?
I have not like added a new person in work tickets. So I don't know how to do that.
Okay, super easy. So just to the right of where it says clock time, kind of on the left part of your screen, you hit add new. You'll have two options, add time or add member. So we'll do add member. And then you have a search box there. You can search for the team member name.
Who am I adding, Cindy?
Raúl Corona.
Okay.
There you go. You hit the add button at the bottom. So I'll now add him over there next to Alan. And you would add in the appropriate time for him. Just make sure to do it on the tickets that he was involved in, along with the payroll time, the clock time.
I have a question. On there, we wouldn't check the box that says 6.5, would we? Or like clock in two? Would it just be that 9.28?
Yeah, so what this is saying right now, which I'm fairly confident is wrong, more than likely, Alan forgot to clock out the previous day. So because there was no clock out the day before this, it continued his time from 0:00, which is midnight, till
Mhm.
7 a.m. That's what that first 6.5 hours is, because it's taking 30 minutes off for lunch.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he probably didn't work from midnight till 7, but maybe, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
So if that's true, yes, we would need to uncheck those boxes because he didn't actually work that time, right?
Yeah.
So
So
the
the
6.5 row,
6.5, you'll uncheck those, Hazel.
and I would delete the time out of those boxes as well. So both clock 1 and clock 2, I would delete those start and end times for each of those.
How do you delete those? Just take
Oh.
the
So
time out?
highlight it and just hit the delete button. Highlight the actual time, the 0:00 inside the box that you can type into. There you go. And hit delete. And I'll do the same thing there. And
Oh,
when you're done and you hit the save button,
it'll-
it'll remove those rows because there's no times on it. You do have to
oh
also
no, those ones, leave those ones. Leave those ones.
yeah, leave the 3. It was 7 a.m. I'm pretty sure. The 6.5 two green boxes that are on row number 2, clock 2. We need to uncheck those. So to your right, keep going, keep going.
Yeah,
Those
there
two, there you go. And you should probably delete the 2 half-hour lunches as well on clock 1 and clock 2's row.
There you go.
There you go.
And then
And did the irrigation repair at Grant Herman get completed? Was it finished?
yeah, it was completed.
Okay, let's check that box that's the completed checkbox to the right of that irrigation repair ticket. Look down a little bit, keep going, and now move over to your right. Not the one you checked, the other one to your right.
There you go.
That
This
one?
one?
Yep, and not that one. There we go. But we do need to put some time on there. So the boxes that are currently white that has 0 for Alan and Raul, we need to click those so that that time is added. Was Raul also with Alan for the other 2 tickets that they worked on that day? Or
Yeah,
did he only go for the irrigation repair?
they should have been together the full day. No, Hazel?
Okay. There you go. So let's check those and make all of them green. Nah. Anything else look goofy like we need to fix it?
I think the time for the 1329 and the 1334 needs to be erased.
9 to 1334.
Below that for Eagle, for lot 49. Yeah, that
So
one.
all of it?
No, just that one. And that one. Yeah, all three of those. And then we need to add.
I would
the
still
one-
check that box if that ticket was completed, guys.
Which one, I'm sorry?
The completed one to the right of where you're at.
Mhm. This
Yeah.
one?
Mhm.
And
What about this one?
That one should be fine. Think.
Yeah.
I'm reading.
hold on.
Is Golden Eagle and Grant Vermont like super close by to each other? Like around the corner or something?
No. So the one in the beginning is a Salt Lake job, and then the other one is a Park City job. So they're about like an hour distance.
The reason I asked the question is I'm just following the time. If I put it in sequential order, they started at 7 in the morning at the shop. They got to their first job, which would have been Brigham Apartments at 9:06. So it took them 2 hours to get there. That's what Aspire saying. They worked there until 12:22. Left there, got to Grant Vermont at 2:09, 14:09. So about an hour and a half. Was there until 4 o'clock, but somehow 1 minute before that, they are also physically at Golden Eagle because that clock time is 15:59. And then they were there till about 5 o'clock.
So it looks like he said he was there at 9 for the Brigham Apartments, and then he left at 12:20. And then for the next one,
The screen disappeared.
I'm not sure. Here, let me share mine. Just to be. Can you see
You know,
mine
we
now?
got only 5 minutes, so I want to make sure we get you to where you need to be, Cindy.
That's okay.
Yes, I
Let's.
can see yours,
I
but we
think-
didn't save anything a moment ago, so all the stuff we did, you have to do again there.
So he says he arrived there at 9.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I got an question.
It's okay. And then we have to add Raul, right?
This got Javier. Is Javier and Raul the same person or not?
No, they're different.
Okay.
Just add him super quick. And then what was this? But I think we decided to take this off. And then here, we also told them, like, for now, in the meantime, till they get a hang of like the jobs, they need to write like their entry. So he went in at 1:30 and they left at 4.
1:30 to 4. Okay.
Oh,
And
wait.
this was for which one?
So he actually went back twice. So he was there from 1:30 and then he stayed. Oh no, so that was right. What he had right here. I remember.
Well, you didn't save anything, so you can always like refresh and it'll show you what you were showing a minute ago because we didn't save any of the changes. There you go.
And then add in here. And so then so this was right, because he did say he clocked in at 1 and he clocked out again at 1, like, couple minutes after. So that's fine. And then he states that he went back. Hold on. And he says he went back at 4 and he left at 5.
Okay.
So then
Or
here,
that's pretty close. Yeah. Like 1 minute off on that clock in or start time and 3 minutes off on the end time. Close enough. But do we need to add Raul, excuse me, on there?
yeah. And then here he says he clocked in at 2:10 and left at 3:47.
Okay. That time looks right. So
So
the only thing I would do is the box for completed next to the repair ticket, the irrigation repair ticket, down a little bit. Just to
Alright.
the right of where your purchase at that one.
and then
Yeah, it
I
looks
guess
like
I
the
would
rest of the time.
put travel time.
We technically don't have to. It will take any clock time
Uh-huh.
and subtract that the total clock time from all the ticket time, and whatever the difference is, it will automatically take that travel time and equally divide it amongst each of the tickets.
Oh,
But it
really?
will do it evenly. So there's 3
That's
tickets
fine.
on here. It's going to divide it by 3. The only time you might want to do something different is if one ticket is like way, way far away, and then they only have to drive like 5 or 10 minutes to the next 2. Then you might want, the travel time
I
to
would
be
do
more
this
legit.
one probably, I'd give this one an hour there, an hour back. So I would
Okay,
do
so
a
let's do
full hour here. Can't remember. It would be add new, right?
That's direct time. So travel time is considered indirect, meaning you're not directly doing
Oh,
work.
so then I'd probably do what, like from, I do 8:30. Kind of, or I do 8 to 9:06, right? Kind of. And then I would do another indirect time. Right? Kind of.
So how it does it, if you're doing it this way, there you go. Yeah, you figured it out.
I think I kind of remember our last one, and then what would it be, like 12?
12:30 to 1:30 ish, something like that. Looks like,
Until
unless that was like his lunchtime, 12:30 to 1:30 or something.
and we're still off by a bit. And then the rest of that we could just put it towards the other 2 jobs because they're very similar.
Yep. So now hit the save button at the top right. And then clock out time must be to, let's look. Oh, okay. Here, go at the very top, the very top of your screen. Your end time is at 1600, which is 4 o'clock, but you have tickets that go past 4 o'clock. So it's saying you can't do that. That's not possible. There you go. Now hit save. And it'll take the differences in time. The materials attached. Okay. If you were to go back into that time entry now, whatever time was different, which was like 1.8 something, will be evenly distributed amongst each of the tickets. So now you see you have a drive time underneath each of those tickets. It just evenly divided them amongst all of your tickets, whatever that difference was. But now that that one irrigation repair ticket is marked complete, we should be able to mark complete the other one that we had when Hazel was here in first screen a minute ago. I know we're 2 minutes over, so if you need to drop, it's perfectly fine. We can loop back around whatever day works for y'all this week. I know it's holiday week, so you tell me what works for y'all. Now it's complete and it's in pending approval status, so somebody just has to approve it, but it's completed now.
Oh, perfect. Cool. Then you said we approve it over here?
Yeah, at the very top, first choice says approve. There you go. So you want to do 0 on that, right? Because we're not going to build a client.
Yeah. And
There you
save.
go. Hit save. Yep. So now the status is complete. So the far left column, your property, job, and then status, the third one, and it says complete.
Perfect.
And I see there was a receipt in that comments.
Ah, good call. So if we need to attach a material, we would actually need to unapprove and uncomplete that so that we can attach a material. Good catch.
Not coming up.
Before we end, do y'all want to have another call this week, or because of the holiday, do we want to hold until next week?
I'm good to do it like Wednesday. I think you guys wanted to, or tomorrow,
Let me just
or
peek at my
next week
schedule.
would be fine too with me. I don't mind.
So anytime tomorrow works for me, that works for y'all. I've got a couple of spots that are taken on Wednesday. What time is it at y'all? Are y'all 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock right now?
I'm 3.
You're 3. Okay.
Yeah, Hazel's
So-
4, but I'm 3.
On Tuesday, I'm pretty open. On Wednesday, I could do pretty much any time from 11 your time to 2 your time. So
Oh.
whichever of those work better for you will
On
work fine
Wednesday,
for me.
you said?
Yes. Wednesday, anytime between 11 and 2, I'm open.
I do 11. Okay.
I'm
11?
good, anytime.
Okay. So 11 o'clock on Wednesday then, and we can take a peek at those visit checklists and anything else that y'all may have questions around.
Yeah, let's do 11 Wednesday then. Perfect. Okay.
Besides you two, is there anyone else I need to include on the invite?
I think for now it'll just be us. Thank you, Joe.
You're very welcome. Sorry I kept you 5 minutes over,
You're ready for me. Perfect. Okay.
but I will see you on Wednesday.
Thank you, Joe.
See you, Joe. Thank you so much.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.